You remember that last argument, the moment when you felt unquestionably right, and the other person seemed to resist with blind stubbornness. Everything was crystal clear. But why couldn't they see what you saw? How could they be so blind? You know the answer, but you're afraid to admit it. That blindness doesn't belong only to them. Right now, this very second, there's a sly shadow roaming the folds of your own mind. You think you're searching for the truth. You believe you're collecting clues with a detective's precision, transforming into an objective judge. But you're wrong. You're not a detective. You're the crooked lawyer of a case whose verdict was decided long ago. You shuffle the files. You place on the table only the ones that serve you, the ones that support the story you wrote in advance. And the contradictory evidence? You already crumpled it up and threw it away without even noticing. Your hand didn't tremble because your mind sedated you to preserve that comfortable lie. They call this confirmation bias, but the term is too sterile, too academic, too cold. This is more than a mental error. This is a defense mechanism of the soul. Think about it. Uncertainty hurts. Saying, "I don't know," is like standing on one foot at the edge of a dark abyss. The wind blows. You feel cold. You can't see what's below. And the human mind hates that void. So it immediately creates solid ground. It places a sturdy stone under your feet. Whether that stone is real doesn't matter much. What matters is the false sense of safety it gives you. The moment you believe an idea, the world changes. You are no longer an observer. You are a hunter. You chase evidence that will confirm your belief. If you believe the world is a bad place, you only see murders in the news. As you walk down the street, you only notice scowling faces. You don't even see the smiling child who passes by. Your visual cortex erases them because that child is a threat to your dark theory. That smile could tear down the melancholic fortress you've built. And this isn't just about the outside world. The greatest damage is done inside, in those private rooms no one else can see. Look at your beliefs about yourself. Think of the moment you say, "I'm inadequate." When you experience a failure, your mind immediately steps in. See, there it is again. This always happens. You take that moment, put it in a golden frame, and hang it right on the wall in front of you. And what about the moments you succeeded? Those small victories? It was luck, you say, a coincidence. You sweep them under the rug. The ruthless trap you set for yourself works so perfectly that you become the greatest enemy of your own life. You strangle your own worth with your own hands. And the tragic part is that while doing this, you think you're being realistic. A mind addicted to melancholy perceives joy as a virus and destroys it. To justify your unhappiness, you eliminate all evidence of happiness. Algorithms, that black box in your pocket, it knows this weakness of yours too. It knows you better than you know yourself. It feeds your anger and your fear. Every link you click, every second you watch, traps you a little deeper in your own echo chamber. The walls rise, the windows close. Inside, only the voices that think like you echo. That vast, complex universe, full of contradictions outside, fades away. All that remains is your sense of being right. That righteousness flows through your veins like a narcotic poison. But somewhere deep down, you feel the unease. You hear that faint voice. What if I'm wrong? This question is the ego's greatest nightmare. Because being wrong isn't just admitting a mistake. Being wrong means a part of your identity dies. That political view you believe in, that relationship, that philosophy of life, if they're wrong, then who are you? What will you do in that void? So you fight reality. You bend statistics. You change the meanings of words. You rewrite memories. You even change the past just to protect today's lie. What you call memory stops being a library
and turns into a constantly rewritten propaganda text. Let's go to the root. This flaw isn't your fault. It's your ancestors' inheritance. Think of your ancestor thousands of years ago hearing a rustle in the savannah. Those who said, "It's just the wind," died. Those who said, "It's a lion," and ran, survived. The cost of a false alarm was low. The cost of ignoring danger was death. The brain was programmed to confirm threats. It was coded to see the negative, to verify danger. But you're not on the savannah anymore. That rustle isn't a lion. It's a short text from your partner. It's your boss frowning his brow. It's a stranger defending a different idea. But your old, primitive brain is still standing there with a spear in its hand. It perceives every contradiction as a life or death threat. Cortisol is pumped, your heart races, reason is kicked out the door. Just to be right, you burn your relationships. Just to be right, you refuse to learn. Just to be right, you agree to live in that narrow, airless dungeon. Is there a way out? Maybe, but the path is painful, like flaying your own skin. The first step is taking off that detective's coat. Stop looking for evidence. You must become a philosopher, not a prosecutor. You must attack your own ideas. Take the belief you trust the most, the one you hold sacred, and try to tear it apart. Ask, could the opposite be true? Not as a formality. Ask it genuinely, with your chest tightening. Can you defend the opposing view better than the person who holds it? If the answer is no, then you don't have an opinion on that matter. You just have a prejudice. Embrace doubt. Certainty is the refuge of fools. Wisdom is having the courage to walk by feel through the fog of uncertainty. Start being uncomfortable. When you read a text and nod your head saying, "Yes, exactly," stop. There is no learning there, only satisfaction. Real growth begins when your stomach cramps. It begins when you pause and listen at the moment you say, "This is nonsense." It begins when you put that filter in your mind, that guard, to sleep. Look in the mirror. The person you see is not someone who knows everything. They are a frightened child trying to hold water with a tiny sieve in a river through which billions of data points flow. The holes in that sieve are shaped by your fears, desires, and past. Only the stones that fit those holes remain in your hand. The rest of the ocean flows away, and you look at those few pebbles in your palm and say, "This is the universe." Isn't it funny? You want to be right. I understand. It's safe, it's warm, but I'll leave you with one question. Tonight, when you lie in bed and stare at the ceiling, ask yourself, do you want to see the world as it is, or do you want to be right? You can't have both.